It's not exactly a secret that for the last decade plus, Lucasfilm has been a chaotic nightmare. Under the leadership of Kathleen Kennedy, especially when it comes to Disney Star Wars, it seems like so many things that get announced either never come to fruition or end up going through development hell, whether it's a new director, a new writer, or getting scrapped altogether. It certainly looked like that's where the Lando series was headed. The Lando series that got announced in 2020, yet it seemed like we hadn't heard anything about it. And last week, we got this update. Is Disney Plus Lando show still happening? Star Wars writer Justin Simeon gives update. And he basically came out and said, I've heard nothing from Lucasfilm. I'd have no updates. I have no idea what's going on with the Lando series. And then he took it one step further. And actually in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, at the same time where he's talking about his new movie that he's about to put out for Disney, he actually made the claim that he thinks he's just too gay or too black for Lucasfilm. You can't make this shit up. Well, maybe after that interview came out, Lucasfilm decided they needed to provide an update, and that's exactly what they've done. In kind of a shocking announcement, this is what we got yesterday. Donald Glover and brother Steven to write Lando series at Disney Plus as Justin Simeon exits. Take a look at this article from Variety. Brothers Donald and Steven Glover have signed on to write Lucasfilm's Lando series for Disney, Variety has confirmed. Now, this had to have happened, over several months ago, before the writer's strike. That's when Disney's alleging that this actually happened, because that's when they would have had to come to the agreement anyway. So this apparently was out there for quite some time. Justin Simeon either didn't know or was told not to reveal that there had been a change when it came to who was writing this series. But after nearly 3 years of no updates, this is really the first big update we've had. That Justin Simeon, the guy who wrote Dear White People, the massive woke activist, he is no longer on this project, and instead it's Donald Glover and his brother. Now that apparently means that he is all in. We've heard differing things of whether he wanted to do it, whether he didn't want to do it, how much money they were going to have to give him, all of this stuff. Well, this seems to confirm that Donald Glover is absolutely on board. News first broke of a Lando Calrissian limited series being in the works in December of 2020. At the time, Dear White People creator Justin Simeon was attached to the project, though it would seem he's no longer attached, as Variety's been told the Glover brothers will be writing the series alone. Simeon most recently directed Disney's Haunted Mansion, which is scheduled for a July 28th release. And I think that his comments in here are really what spurred this announcement and this reaction from Lucasfilm. I want to take you to this quote. This is him while talking about, hey, I don't know if I'm still involved. I haven't heard anything, blah, blah, blah. Quote, I'm attached, I think, but I don't really know. The last thing I was told was that they, Lucasfilm, loved it, but needed to put a pin on it till they could figure out everyone's availability. I haven't investigated further, but I'm not an idiot. I'm not alone in that experience, but I can't help but wonder, am I too black? Am I too queer? And people just don't say that because it seems like I develop things with these companies and they just never happen for reasons unknown. Ironically, you're talking about I'm too black or too queer for Disney, while literally in an interview about the movie you have coming out for Disney, which is just fucking laughable. And so Lucasfilm responds by hiring a black dude who, Donald Glover is not gay per se. He's refused to kind of cement that he's straight. He said multiple times, I don't want to put a tag on it. He said when he was in college, he thought that he was gay, but no, he doesn't want to put any labels on whatever he is. So I wouldn't call that straight if you can't define it, but there you go. Apparently Donald Glover, not too black and not too queer for Lucasfilm and for Disney. I have no real hopes for this thing. I didn't think Donald Glover was terrible in Solo. It didn't feel like Lando. It felt like someone giving a Lando impersonation. At the end of the day, he wasn't the biggest problem with that movie. The fact that they made him pansexual, the fact that they used him with all this activism behind it, the fact that Disney Star Wars still promotes Lando as part of the LGBTQ community, that tells you a lot about where this series could go if it ever actually does happen. But it looks like Star Wars. It looks like Lucasfilm didn't want this stuff out there from Justin Simeon, all these allegations that he was too black or too queer to be part of this thing, and that Donald Glover and his brother are writing it moving forward. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.